Now we're going to talk about the cab. The cab's been redesigned and we got some new features in here and we'd like to show them to you. First of all, the door on the fresh air filter has been redesigned. You use the ignition key and open it up. In here you have your fresh air filter and then simply clip each corner and take it out. Pretty easy to clean it. This could be a daily feature on the machine if it needs to be. And it snaps right back into place. You keep this clean and keep the operator clean on the inside of the machine. Now we're going to move forward to the front of the machine and look at some of the lights on this machine. That's something you guys been asking for. Give me more lights on the excavator. Well, we got them. Right there's an option that you can get from the factory. The option of the two cab lights, but also during this option you also get another light on the right side of the boom, similar like the one that we have right up here. Now this morning, Matt talked about the mirror back there. Now we're going to talk about the mirrors in front right here. If you notice here, Matt can look out the cab window here and he can see everything on the left side here. They can also look underneath the boom over there and notice the mirror on the right. He can see everything on the right side of the machine. Another thing that's been redesigned on this machine happens to be the cab door. And what they did is they actually made the cab door 3 inches longer. And what they did for the operator is they opened this area up right here and give him more visibility to the left side of the machine. I'm going to open the door and turn it over to Matt.
As Mike just alluded to, best-in-class visibility. The door is 3 inches wider. We move the doorpost back. This provides outstanding visibility out of the left side for the operator, whether the door is closed or the door is open. Large, expansive right side window. We carried this over from the D Series. Includes a deep cutout on the console. Excuse me. A deep cutout on the window on the console, which allows unobstructed view to the right front idler. Very good area to be able to see. If you have a deep excavation in front of you, you have guys in the trench, the operator can see what's happening right in front of that track with just a glance. The overhead hatch. It's very large, it's clear, it's distortion free. It curves over the front. There's a very small area that the operator can't see. The operator has a full view of the boom and the arm when he's working above the cab. Carried over from the D Series. We kept the short, easy throw levers. The operator can control this machine with just his fingertips on the top of the controllers. Easy, easy, easy to work. New for the cab, for this series, for the G Series, the high back bucket seat. It's 8-way adjustable. High back, headrest. This seat has over 11 inches of travel forward and aft, meaning we can accommodate a very small operator to a very large operator. The operator sets his distance with the seat to where he's comfortable, elbow to control to the back of the seat. Once I'm comfortable here, then I can reach down and grab this lever and move the entire platform to where I'm comfortable from my leg distance to the propel pedals. In the right position, I can bring my foot back, put my heel on the floor, toe on the pedal. Now when I'm propelling backwards, I have better fine control of the propel motors. Make sure when I'm tracking this machine, I have really good control of it when I'm backing up. On the propel pedals, there are 2 wings out on the right side. This allows me much better fine control. If I'm clawing up onto a truck, I can do it with my feet. Now, the floor of this cab, it's large and it's clear. When I move the platform all the way back, my size 12 boots have 3.5 inches between the pedestal, the tip of my boot, and the back of the propel pedal. Unobstructed, easy access. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the right side control panel. The first switch back on the right side is the forced regeneration button. So when there is a need, press this button, you can force the machine into a regeneration cycle to clear the filter. The switch behind that is the auxiliary hydraulic enable switch. Press this button and it enables the two buttons on the right controller to run oil into the hydraulic circuit, the auxiliary circuit. Behind this is the remote service advisor switch. The large drink and cup holder directly behind there, and the cold box where you can store more drinks and it circulates air conditioning air in there to keep them cool. A large deck area behind the seat for your igloo cooler, for your hard hat, and for your coat. Back on my left side is the 24-volt cigarette lighter and the 12-volt power outlet. The fuse box is directly in front of the 24-volt and 12-volt power outlets. Internal to the cab, well protected from the elements. Directly behind the left controller, the first switch is the alarm travel cancel switch. When you are traveling straight forward and the alarm's going off, the travel alarm's going off, after 15 seconds, you press this button, you deactivate the alarm. Once the propel pedals come back to neutral, it resets the alarm. The second switch back is the heated seat. The switch behind that is the ether start aid. And the switch behind that is the auto reversing fan, or the reversing fan. To the left side on the switch is the auto mode. Every hour it will reverse the fan and blow off the coolers. To the right side of that switch, the operator can trip it manually anytime he needs to. Now let's take a look at the right console. We have the ignition switch. Directly to the left and behind is the security keypad touchpad and the windshield washer switch, windshield wiper washer switch. If you look at your monitor screen, when I activate the windshield washer and wiper, it tells you on the monitor which setting I've chosen. To the right of the ignition switch is the mode set button, the power mode set button. When I activate it, I choose economy, power, or HP for high power. This is indicated at the top of the monitor in the middle. Currently, I've got it set in HP. To the right of that mode button is the work light switch. Again, looking at your monitor, when I turn the lights on, it will indicate which setting I have chosen. Directly above that is the travel mode switch, or travel speed switch. In the monitor, just up in the upper bar, you'll see right here where the travel speed is indicated, slow or fast. Slightly up and to the left is the auto idle on and off switch. In the off mode, it does not display in the monitor. In the on mode, it will display in the upper left corner of the monitor, auto idle. The engine throttle is directly above that. Again, in the monitor, it will display the exact throttle setting that I have dialed in. The radio controls are to the right. The first button dial is push for on off and rotate for volume. The tuning button is above that. Rotate for tuning, push in or out to select the band, AM or FM. The heater and air conditioning controls are to the left. The first dial is the fan speed selector switch. The second dial is the temperature and the vent mode button. You choose which vents are activated within the cab. You press that button, and on the monitor, the bottom section of the monitor, it will tell you which vents are active. I've currently got just the floor active behind the seat. Now I've got the defroster and to the operator's face, blowing behind the operator's head. back to underneath the seat. So press that button to select which vents. You'll notice that there in the lower corner of the monitor, the temperature is that we've dialed in or selected in the cab is displayed right here on the left. So the operator simply turns and selects his temperature. Once the operator has selected his temperature, the cab will automatically, the system automatically keeps the cab at that temperature regardless of what's going on outside of the cab. This large dial up here just above the heater and radio controls, this is the main rotary dial to access the monitor and navigate the monitor. You rotate the dial to select your screen and you press down to select. The page back button is up to the left and the default to home button is to the right. The monitor in the machine. It's a 7-inch LCD screen, a liquid crystal display. Very clear, easy to see. The monitor is similar to the iDrive systems that BMW and Audi use, and you'll find in high-end luxury cars. You press the select button down and activate the main menu. In that main menu, you'll see selected screens. Scroll down and press, and that brings you to the sub-menu. And I'm going to go to the auto shutdown screen. Now, in the auto shutdown, I can go in and select the time in which the machine will shut itself off once you stop operation. Let's say I'm in California where they have a 5-minute auto rule or idling rule. I can go in here, use the dial, and I can set 5 minutes for the machine to shut itself off. I set it and I enable it. You'll notice on the monitor right here it says AS, auto shutdown is enabled. After 5 minutes of no control on the machine or no input on the controls, the machine will sound an alarm and it will shut itself off. Looking at the monitor screen, we're back to our default page. Engine temperature gauge and the fuel gauge are our two default gauges that come up. Going back to the monitor screen, I've gone back to the menu, and I'm going through the sub-menus, and I'm going to bring up the rear view camera, go in on that, and I'm going to tell it to enable. Now I've just turned on the rear view camera. It displays in the bottom half of the monitor screen while the machine is operating.